Hello everyone, back tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at the weather next week to 10 days. In today's video, this will take us into the second half of January. I think it goes around the 22nd of the month. It's looking cold. It's turning colder right now. It's already cold in the north. Cold will be coming southwards through the course of today. Could be some snow in places today. And we're going to keep it cold into the weekend. Now, there was a suggestion yesterday that we might have things a bit milder over weekend instead of next week. That could still happen, although eastern areas are now very, very close on the latest model output to keeping cold going through weekend into next week. And then as we go into next week, it looks like we're going to be turning into the east and bringing bitterly cold air in from off the continent. Again, as I said, just not sure how much snow there'll be with that, but there is going to be scope for upgrades to that, I think, and it certainly looks a very bitter feed of easterly winds that's coming in next week. So a lot going on. I'll get on with it in a moment and talk you through everything that's happening right now. Before I get on with that, just say about the ads, there's links to articles on all the pages. Have a browse through visits and click through links if there's any articles that are interesting you, help us to pay for our website, and thanks very much for doing that. Starting off with the situation today, so we've got the radar picture here from the weatheroutlook.com. Two distinct areas. We've got all of these showers up in the north. Most of these now are falling as sleet or snow across northern western Scotland, and wintry showers also coming down into Northern Ireland and northern England. Then we've got this massive rain that's developing down to the south. You see there's bright colours in there, indicating some very wet weather in southern and southwest areas. It's more showery going up through Wales and the Midlands. I think it will be turning heavier through the course of this afternoon. Now let's have a look at the dew points with this. I'm going to get rid of the rain and show you the dew point. That is a reflection of the temperature on the surface. So when the dew point is freezing, it will always snow. If the dew point is at freezing or below, anything that falls out of the sky, if there is precipitation, will always fall as snow. If the dew point is above freezing, then it will always rain. And of course, if the actual surface temperatures on the ground are at freezing and the dew point is above freezing, that's how you get freezing rain and sheet ice, which is very unusual occurrence in the UK, but does happen occasionally. The last time I remember freezing rain occurring widely was in January 1996, where it created the most amazing glaze across all surfaces. I think around the 25th of January 1996, extraordinary sight, but it's very rare for the UK. Something that happens more often in a continental climate. Anyway, I'm digressing with that. Shouldn't be going off on a tangent like that. The dew points then are above freezing where we've got this rain across England and Wales right now. You see that the divide at the moment is across northern England. So it's really from northern England northwards that anything that's falling out of the sky is going to be falling as snow. You can see the dew points are dropping below freezing across Ireland, though. So the rain is beginning to turn to snow through the Republic of Ireland. If I put the rain back and let you see that, you can see that rain beginning to clear out of Ireland now, and that cold air is starting to tuck in behind. So it's behind this rain band, on the northern side of this rain band, that the cold air is really digging in. And I think we're going to find increasingly through the course of this afternoon that this cold air will dig further and further south. But dew point is only around 2 degrees there through parts of northwest England, for example, 4 degrees through Wales, 3 degrees into the Midlands. So it's not very warm at the moment with the dew points. So these dew points will be dropping close to freezing through the course this afternoon and turning the rain to snow. This is how the GFS is seeing things developing through the afternoon. This is at midday. I'm doing a video, of course. We've got the rain in the south, little bits of sleet patches across Wales, and then got those snow showers, of course, up in the north and the west. Through the afternoon, the rain turns very heavy in the south, turns increasingly to sleet and snow across Wales and possibly even some parts of the north and West Midlands. And then 6 o'clock this evening, you see snow is beginning to develop through the Midlands in some eastern parts of England. Still very wet in the southeast, but by midnight that snow risk has pushed even into East Anglia and southeastern parts of England as the rain begins to clear away and those cold, freezing dew points start to edge further and further southwards. That rain-snow mix is lingering in the southeast into the early hours, so maybe a little bit of a covering of snow for some southeastern parts of the country. That's more likely over high ground, of course. Up to 3 o'clock in the morning, there's that next batch of snow I talked about on Snow Watch yesterday, coming to Scotland, some heavy snow in with that as well. And through tomorrow morning, that's running down the eastern side. So places that miss out today, such as Yorkshire, Lincolnshire, down in towards parts of the North and East Midlands, looks like you get some snow through the course of tomorrow morning, and that could produce a covering of snow over high ground in places as well. Through the afternoon, that's clearing out of the way. Looks like we've got more snow showers coming in to the north and to the west and generally around the coast. And then possibly a little bit of a streamer coming through the Cheshire Gap here on Friday night into Saturday morning. Have to keep an eye on that. That's just starting to crop up. Signs of wintry showers on a line coming through the Irish Sea into the Cheshire Gap down into the Midlands. We've got to see what's happening with that. So there is going to be wintry potential over the next few days, and we'll be keeping an eye on it, of course, with further snow watches. Not sure if there'll be a snow watch today, but there will be more snow watches coming up over the next few days, of course. These are the stratospheric temperatures at 10 HPA over North Pole. This is the forecast from the GFS model. I said in yesterday's video, or the second of yesterday's video, because we did 3 yesterday, that we might be looking at a sudden stratospheric warming towards the end of January. That idea is still being played with by the GFS model. So here we are on the 20th of January. The blue colours there, the cold temperatures over North Pole in the stratosphere. These green and yellow colours are warmer temperatures through Europe and into Eurasia. Now look what it's doing through the final few days of the January. On the 23rd, it's creating quite a warming there from Siberia, beginning to push in towards the polar regions, and that intensifies on the 25th. We find the red colours beginning to show up. When they turn up on these charts, that is a sign of a sudden stratospheric warming event beginning to take place. That starts to infiltrate in towards the pole. We don't maintain those red colours. They go back towards yellow and orange, but notice again, warming is gathering here. Looks like we're going to have another burst as we go through to the end of the GFS run on the 28th. I think we are seeing increasing possibilities of a big, major sun stratospheric warming event taking place over the North Pole during the last week of January. If we get it, it might well lead to northern blocking in a couple of weeks into February. So it's certainly going to be something to keep an eye on. Right, coming back to weather next week to 10 days. These are 500 millibar hydronomy flow charts. Got the ECMUF here on the top. The GFS is on the bottom. 500 millibars, 80,000 feet is an area in the absolute high pressure, low pressure, being around by a jet stream running above. Let's reflect low pressure, red to high pressure. And look what the ECMWF is doing in the 7 to 10 day time frame, which takes us up towards the 20th, 22nd of January. Yes, we've got blocking here to the north and northeast of the UK. We've got a low pressure cut off down to the south. We've finally got rid of the heights across Spain, and Butch going to replace it with an area of low pressure. That is bringing the winds in from the east. We're bringing in proper easterly winds there, which would be bitterly cold, and that trough to the south with the bitterly cold east wind could be providing the potential for some snow across southern parts of the country. GFS is very similar. That's UCMWF, of course, it's GFS. Low pressure, again, is to the south of us. And we've got the blocking feature sitting to the north and to the northeast, which means that the winds are coming around the high pressure, around the back of it, and then dragged into particularly southern parts of the UK on an easterly flow. That's what we've been waiting for. See that kind of pattern for cold weather. Probably since the winter of 2012, 2013, we haven't really had much in the way of easy winds since then, and it looks like they are on their way. So as I said, the GFS is sort of limiting now that milder interlude that was predicted to come in on sunny into the early part of next week. So now the GFS ensembles are looking cold, well, solidly cold, really, for a couple of weeks. This is the 30-year upper air temperature average, this red line. We're going below average today, and it looks like just staying cold of an average right the way through until the very end of the run, where we start to see the temperatures lifting up. That's at the end of January. It's a very long way off, so don't worry about that at all. But actually, when you get sudden stratospheric warmings, which, of course, the model is flirting with at the end of January, the immediate effect can sometimes be to turn things milder. I have noticed this, that when we get a sudden stratospheric warming, what happens is that immediately we tend to turn things milder across the west of Europe, and then a couple of weeks on can start to turn very cold. Sometimes you don't even have to wait a couple of weeks for the response. But anyway, don't worry about the end of January, it's too far away to be concerned with. For the next week to 10 days, certainly it is looking solidly cold on average now, and this was the period that was supposed to be turning milder Sunday, Monday, possibly into Tuesday. You see now, although it does turn a little bit milder, actually we're forecasting to keep things colder than average, certainly in terms of those upper air temperatures. So this does look like, for the east anyway, the east and southeast, quite a prolonged spell of cold weather could be setting up. For the north and west, I think it will still turn milder later in the weekend and early next week. It could be until late next week that we start to bring those cold easterlies up to Scotland and into Northern Ireland. This is the big precipitation spike that's associated with today's rain and snow. After that, we've got more precipitation coming up. There is the chance of some snow. Well, we know we've got snow coming southwards tomorrow on the east side of the country. There's also the chance, I think, on Sunday, as it tries to turn milder, that some eastern areas might get some snow. So that could be something to keep an eye on. The north and west likely to have rain. And then this period just here, where we're bringing those easterly winds, these spikes are probably associated with snow showers coming in off the North Sea. Temperature anomalies then for the next week. This goes from the 12th through 20th of January. Colder than average. How long have we waited to see this? The west of Europe is turning cold on average. Some parts of France going in towards the freezer, and Germany as well. I would expect these might trend even colder over the next day or two. Precipitation anomalies are going near normal to a bit wetter than average in the east and south, and a bit drier than average in the north. Of course, we have to think about wintry conditions with these, with this precipitation down in the south and the east. This is the GFS for tomorrow then, pulling in this bitterly cold northerly wind. That's going to pack a punch as we go through into the weekend. Again, we've got this high pressure down to the southwest. We are bringing a weather system in, and that is bringing milder air to the north and west. But the extent of this is being restricted somewhat down in the south and the east. Early next week, we get high pressure building through the country. The heights are going up to Scandinavia. And then by Wednesday, we're turning the winds into the east. There they come, easterly winds starting to push in. By the time we go through to Thursday, the high pressure is being centred somewhere around the Baltic Sea, maybe going towards Estonia. There's the easterly wind coming in, bringing in that bitterly cold air from off the continent in the south and the east, but will be a risk of snow showers coming in with that. There's the upper air temperature showing very cold areas being dragged in off the North Sea. Those easterly winds continue into Friday, 20th of January, and it's staying cold up towards next weekend as well. This is Saturday, 21st, where we're still in a very blocked scenario. Upper air temperature still looking cold. Notice this puddle of -10 or lower HPA air across Germany. As we go through to Sunday, 22nd of January, the GFS wants to move that into the UK. That's really bitterly cold air coming in from Central Europe on Sunday, 22nd of January. That would probably be enough to produce quite heavy snow showers, I would have thought, in the south and the east, as that cold air runs across the North Sea. And up to date, which as I say is Sunday 22nd of January, we're staying firmly blocked, so remaining really cold up to that point. These are the dew points from the GFS model, so we can see that on Monday we're just still clinging on to the freezing dew points across the southeast of England. Otherwise it is milder up to the north and the west. Through into Wednesday, those freezing cold dew points begin to edge back in from the continent. They gradually spread northwards and westwards into the second half of the next week, and it just gets colder and colder then as we run up to the third weekend of January. Freezing cold across virtually the whole of Europe. The British Isles is well and truly included in that. So freezing temperatures moving in later next week. Temperatures on the surface looking like this. So Monday, southeast is still hanging on to cold weather then. It's milder up to the northwest. This is 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Maximum temperatures on Monday still looking cold in the east. It is milder out to the north and the west. A frost-free night Monday night. Tuesday, again, 4 or 5 degrees in the east, so still quite cold then. But then from Tuesday night onwards, this is 6 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, those freezing cold temperatures starting to push back in from off the continent. So just maximums of 2 or 3 degrees across England and Wales on Wednesday. Freezing cold again on Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday, temperatures are barely getting above freezing across southern and eastern parts of the country, with more hard, perhaps even severe frost on Thursday night into Friday. This looks like a little bit of a freeze upcoming later on next week. Temperatures on Friday next week, again, just 1-2 degrees at best. Some places keeping temperatures below freezing all day. More severe frost on Friday night into Saturday. Look how cold it is through France, Germany and the Low Countries. That air is coming into the British Isles, well, modified somewhat by the North Sea, but this does look like potentially a bit of a freeze later next week, and it just continues into the weekend of 21st, 22nd of January. Severe cold across the continent. Hard and locally severe frost for the UK, and again temperatures are really struggling by day to get much above freezing, and there could be snow showers in the south and the east with that as well. Finally, the ECMWF, here we go for Monday. So again, the northwest is milder, the east still almost hanging on to cold weather. Then the ridge builds through the UK on Tuesday. Wednesday, the easterly starts to drag that cold air back in from the east. Thursday and Friday, easterlies pushing in from the continent. Again, it's not a classic east. It's not a real snowmaker. It's not something like February 1991 or January 1987. The air isn't quite cold enough for that, and also the high pressure over Scandinavia isn't quite right to be dragging in lots of snow. Nevertheless, I think there would be snow showers coming into southern and eastern parts of the country with those bitterly cold easterly winds, and this continues up to the weekend of 21st, 22nd of January as well, where we're still firmly locked in to really cold weather. That's how the upper air temperatures look. They are modifying a little bit by day 10, but on the surface, I can assure it would still be very, very cold. So that's how it's looking. We've got the concerns about the snow today, and then more snow possibilities Friday, Saturday. Going to try and get a bit milder on Sunday. The west and the north will turn milder Sunday and inside of next week. Not sure how far into the east and the southeast that milder air is going to get, and there might be a bit more snow with that on Sunday in the east as well. And then next week, still on course to build a ridge over Scandinavia and turn the winds into the east, which could drag in some very cold air from Central Europe in the second part of next week. So all eyes, of course, over the next few days will be on that. Right, that's all for now. We might go through the GFS ensembles this season, because we haven't done that for a little while. So I'll see about that. But keep watching anyway. Keep checking back for all the updates. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.